What are we doing? Well, we're gonna break something down. 1 second. Good morning, Doak cooks. What are we doing today? This does not look appetizing, or this looks a little concerning. What are we doing here? Obviously, I didn't make or inject mold the plastic. This is not my container. It is a little gross because I've already used it. So what's the deal? I have a Chinese restaurant down the street over there called China King, and China King has in their appetizer a boneless barbecued spare rib item. And obviously they also have white rice or fried rice. But the boneless barbecue spare rib is such a delicacy. I'm a huge fan. I discovered this from them many, many years ago, and I've actually traveled not only just around this country, but outside of this country, and I have attempted to find this in other places, and it's difficult to find it in this way, prepared like this. So this is obviously leftover, so why talk about this now? Why not talk about it when it was piping hot and not from my refrigerator? Because this is very, very cold. And you can see it's a little congealed. So that barbecue sauce in the bottom is a little tacky. I cannot believe I'm going to do this. Oh, I hate sticky. It's sticky. It's tacky. Okay. So all the sugars in there are pretty neat. So here's what I've discovered. Sorry, I'm going to wash my hands real quick. I discovered many years ago that to consume this day of, night of, is great, is wonderful, it's awesome, and it pairs beautifully with the white rice. Fried rice is fine, but something about the white rice. The next day, which is today, because I had this last night, the next day, the starches inside of the rice continue to can break down. The sugars inside of the barbecue sauce come together. My wife discovered that Crystal hot sauce is in fact the main hot sauce inside of Chinese takeout little plastic containers, not unlabeled, just simply as hot sauce. And my Chinese restaurant locally stopped carrying those hot sauce packets. So my wife went on a mission and discovered that for the majority of those hot sauce packets in this country, it is in fact Crystal hot sauce. So when you take Crystal hot sauce and you introduce it into this, along with the white rice, and you bring it all together, it creates a fiery, sweet, hot pork flavor that is, I can't reproduce. I can't replicate it. I've tried. I can't do it. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to break this down and talk to you very, very minimally as to why, the how, and the what. So I'm going to shut up. Let's get into it. All right, so first things first, we need to grab a couple of things. We don't need the hot sauce right now, so screw that. But this bowl is your friend because we are going to do all this. I cannot believe I'm saying this on camera. We are reheating this in the microwave. Don't hold it against me. Please don't. I don't use the microwave for much, but every once in a while I use it for a few things. And, don't blame your tools, only blame your training. Well, let's blame my lack of training. All right, so we are going to separate the white rice and we get over into our bowl. Step one, get all the white rice out. Now, move the meat over. Okay, let's come back to the rice. Okay, we're going to, it's solid, so we're going to break it up a little bit. We're going to introduce a little more air into here, so when we are warming this up into the microwave, we're going to do this in stages and phases. So the first stage is to take your white rice and guys break it up. Okay. Step two, you're going to take a little Crystal sauce. You're going to apply it as a foundational. It's very important. And now we're going to put this in the microwave and we're going to warm it for a second. All right. So be right back. All right, so now while that's microwaving and the rice is warming up, these pieces, for the most part, are too big, okay? And this actually technically is too much pork for that one serving, but for the sake of learning, we'll just use the whole thing because as we're digging out our bigger pieces, and oftentimes I'm doing this wearing gloves. If you've watched any of my content, you know I do not like sticky, so I will wear gloves when doing this. But I'm also trying to leave a bunch of the sauce inside the container, okay? We'll get to that in a second. But I'm trying to remove all of my bits of pork out of this container into a pile here that I am going to take a blade to. All right, so that's all left, all right? We're gonna come back to that. Do not get rid of that or throw it away, all right? Be right back to that. Now, with our pile of pork, you know what? I'm a liar. 1 second. Yeah, I'm not going to touch this barehanded. All right, so what I normally do is I will take my long piece of pork and we'll cut it into thirds, okay? It's as simple as that. That's it. Just do it in thirds, okay? I throw those bits back into the container, all right? So what I'm throwing off camera is I'm throwing the bits back in here. Oh, there goes the spoon. I'm putting the bits of pork back in the container, okay? We're basically reglazing. Those little bits that I took out, I'm just putting right back in, okay? Out, in, out. It's perfectly fine. That's small, too long. 3. Okay? Let's stop speaking. 2. 3. Now, something with this pork that you'll notice, and again, you kind of have to come to my town. Let's just say Kansas City. So when you come to Kansas City and you're looking for boneless barbecued spare ribs, this is what you're looking for. But this can also be very fatty and gristly. And that's not meant to disparage the restaurant that I buy this from. I love this pork. This is absolutely delicious. But there are pieces that can be very, very fatty. There are pieces that can be very, very gristly. I had a bite last night that I was like, oh, man. Fine, which is okay. Well, that's cool. Some of my favorite chefs often talk about the delicacy of fat. I'm a fan. But we're looking for more bite-sized pieces here. That's all we're trying to get to. And this is a very, very sticky endeavor, which is why I opted for my gloves. All right, I think we are pretty good. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. All right, here are all my bits. And by doing it this way, I've minimized how much of my sauce I'm going to lose. So I can just scrape this bit up with the backside of my blade and then drop that right into the container. All right. Oh, everything is so gross and sticky right now. All right, I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna stop rolling and then we're gonna move over to our next stage. All right, see you in a few. Okay, steaming. And what we're gonna do now is we're going to take all of our bits of pork and we're going to pour them into our bowl. Our steaming bowl. Come on, guys. Don't drop it on the floor. All right, so we are now into the bowl. Okay, here we are. What do we do with all that? We want all of this sugar. We want all of this barbecue sauce. We want all of that out and into our dish. Okay, plain. Ugh, this is also sticky. Ugh. All right, now we're gonna put this back in the microwave. I'll be right back. You can still see some of the white rice that is still white. Give Give me a second. It won't be. It won't be in. It won't be when I come back on camera. And that is leftover boneless barbecue spare ribs in hot sauce over steamed white rice. And if you've never tasted this before, or a variation of this, sweet, salty, spicy, unctuous, and oh my gosh, if you're gonna pick a meal after doing horrible things the night before to recover, you cannot get anything better than this. I mean, this is incredible recovery food after the very next day. All right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys. Actually, tomorrow's Easter, so you will definitely see some Easter content tomorrow. All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.
I got a broken fist.